In this lesson, we're gonna learn how to add padding to some text. And we are doing that with the RPAD and LPAD functions. As the name suggests, the RPAD function adds padding to the right-hand side of the text. So in my query, I call the RPAD function. I'm adding some text as the first parameter to the function, number of characters that are going to be the total of characters in the output, and the character I want to add to the output. So let's execute this one to see how it looks. And we can see we added to some text, our first parameter, the dots, and the total of the output, the length of it is 40 characters. If we want to add to the left-hand side those characters, the dots in our case, we are using the LPAD function. So let's execute this. As we can see, now the padding is on the left. The LPAD and the RPAD functions can be also overloaded, so we just add two parameters. So in this case, the character that is going to be padded on the left is going to be space. So let's execute this to see how it works. And we can see we added additional spaces to the left-hand side of the output. The real beauty of LPAD and RPAD comes from the combining of those two. So, for example, if I wanted to output all employee names and ID, so the output looks like a content page of a book, I would do that like following. I would do select first name, and I'm gonna right pad that. I'm gonna add, for example, 30 characters to be in total, and I'm gonna add the dots to it. I'm gonna concatenate that with the employee ID, and in this case, I'm gonna call the LPAD function. So I'm gonna add the employee ID. I'm gonna pad that also by the 30 characters, and again, I'm gonna add the dot. And of course, I'm doing that from the employees table. Let's see the output of this. And now we can see the output looks like content page of a book. And let's just order this by the employee ID. So the order by employee ID. Very nice. Notice that the total of the output is now 60 characters, as we added the RPAD to 30 and the LPAD to 30. So the output is the total of the LPAD and RPAD because we concatenated the results. Also bear in mind that the LPAD and the RPAD functions can also work by implementing the implicit conversion of the data. So for example, if I would add non-text, for example, number, it would still pad it, implicit conversion would be made to a character, and the function would work just fine. Same applies for example, the dates, where I call the sysdate function. We can see it also works just fine. Very nice.